All right, today we're going inside one of Georgia's most notorious jails. We've pulled together first-hand accounts from inmates and some really shocking investigative reports to try and understand the huge systemic crisis that's unfolding inside the Clayton County Jail. So, let's get right into it.
Yeah, is a normality in here. We wanted to start with this quote because it cuts right to the bone, you know? This isn't some rare, shocking event they're talking about. For the people locked up inside, this kind of extreme violence is just another Tuesday. It's their normal.
So, let's talk about Atlanta's craziest jail. What exactly is the Clayton County Jail? Well, from everything we've read, it's been called one of the wildest, most dangerous facilities in the entire state of Georgia. It's a place that's pretty much defined by chaos, insane overcrowding, and, well, what a lot of sources are calling a complete systemic breakdown.
And this isn't just hearsay. You've got news reports from places like Fox 5 and WSB-TV that just paint this incredibly grim picture. You hear from families who are terrified for their loved one's safety. Civil rights groups are calling the conditions flat out inhumane. So these aren't just stories or rumors, right? These are documented accounts of a system that is under a tremendous amount of strain.
Okay, so let's get down to it. What does it actually take to survive day to day inside these walls? We're gonna go beyond the big headlines now and really look at the ground level reality for someone who's actually incarcerated there.
Well, the daily hardships they're described as absolutely soul-crushing. Seriously, try to imagine this. You're on lockdown for 23 hours a day. You don't see sunlight, not for months, sometimes for years. And on top of that, you've got rampant bed bugs and lice, toilets that just don't work, and this constant nagging threat of violence hanging over your head. It's an environment of just pure deprivation.
And then there's the food. This is fascinating because it really shows you the kind of internal economy that pops up. The official jail meal, we're talking powdered eggs, grits, maybe a single bologna sandwich, barely any nutritional value. So what do? They're forced to get creative. Inmates make something called a pocket. It's a mix of ramen, packaged meats, whatever they can buy from the commissary. But here's the kicker. One of these can cost over 15 bucks. That's money their families, often struggling on the outside, have to somehow scrape together.
So when you're in an environment like that, where everyone feels like a threat, self-defense becomes priority number one. And that leads to this, the grim reality of how to make a Inmates have laid out the whole process. You find a piece of metal, from a bunk, a light fixture, whatever. You find a rough surface, like the concrete floor, and you just scrape and scrape until it's sharp. It's just a grim testament to the constant fear they're living with, you know? Where a piece of your bed becomes your only hope for survival.